Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarishu Sarvadam Ganganapate Namaha. Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Namah Shivaya Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 8th of January 2025. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to the one supreme Paramatma residing in the heart of every being at all times. We are continuing to examine Shri Mandukya Upanishad, verse number 1, and we're looking at the word Aksharam. Aksharam means, of course, the absolute, imperishable, unending, immutable reality, which is not in our perception. What is in our perception is the constant flux of Prakriti. The waking state is a constant flux. The dream state is a constant flux. The Sushupti state is a temporary state of no experience. But there is still the experiencer of the no experience state. That is the Atma Tattva. So this is what we have. Now to reach that realization where we have realized that we are imperishable, Aksharam, Aksharam Aham. I am Brahman. I am immutable, imperishable, unchanging. This is realization of the Atma Tattva. But to realize that, the only instrument we have is the body and the mind. Body, mind, brain, our senses, etc. That's all we have. We don't have anything else. And we have energy, Shakti. This is all we can use to retune ourselves back into the Atma. Because the Atma is a non-material, non-physical divinity. And that is Maha Ananda. It is extraordinarily beautiful. And Bhagavan exists as witness inside the Atma, as the essence of the Atma. Where does God exist? Right inside the Atma. It's right inside of us. It's not something, we think of it as outside, but it's actually, whatever is outside is inside. So, many ways to go about this. But today I want to present the pathway of non-fragmented love. What is that? Well, we experience love in many different ways. It's expressed in many different ways. Non-fragmented love refers to a complete, integrated, and unconditional form of love that transcends boundaries, divisions, and ego-based limitations. Without this love, without the opening into non-fragmented love, we can never realize the Brahman. It would never, ever happen. That's why people don't realize it. This is why. This is one reason why. Because most of humanity is not integrated inside. It is conditional. If you do this, then I love you. If this happens, then this is what it is. And there's boundaries. There's divisions of all kinds. Ego-based limitations. They all have to go. Otherwise, the Akshara Brahma can never be realized. Not ever. कभी भी नहीं होगा वो realization होगा भी नहीं. Will always remain within Maya for eternity. We can remain within Maya for eternity until non-fragmented love opens completely. So this is a love. Keep these points in mind. This love is complete. It is Purna Prem. That is bhakti. This love is bhakti towards God, and that same Paramatma is present in everyone, everywhere. Present in everyone, present everywhere. So loving God means that it is a complete love, and it is integrated, because then we are integrating it within, it's opened up from within. We're living in the relative world, but there is no divisiveness. It is unconditional form of love. So to reach this dimension of unconditional love, we start with the people around us. The people, places, the situations, the family members, extended family members, loved ones, friends, whoever we come in contact with, bring unconditional love to express itself from inside. So that boundary is gone. And so the right action, right amount of interaction, everything is then automatically done. Our other programs talk about that. This is now speaking right at the enlightenment level. Divisions go away. There's no sense that I am a different person above or below somebody else. There's no sense like that. Even if you see a bird flying over in the sky, the Atma Tattva, that is the bird, the same as the Atma Tattva here. The body is different. The gunas are different. The gunas are expressing in their own way. But the Chaitanyam is not different. That vision, so to develop that vision, what is the sadhana? That my Ishta Devata is present there. Very simple sadhana. Any Ishta Devata we have, any form of God we're worshipping, we believe in, say that my beloved Lord is present in that being. See the Lord first, then interact with the being as needed. It's just a vision, right? That's all it is. So the boundary disappears. The divisions disappear. The ego-based limitation disappears. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama. The ego-based division disappears. So this is a love that arises from a state of wholeness within oneself. Until we reach a state of wholeness inside, we cannot, this love will never open. Wholeness means that our thought, emotion, memory, desire, energy, all five of those are completely interlinked, interconnected, intersynced. They are interlocked together into one truth. Our other programs, our Angel Wing programs, now we started year number 2 on Tuesday evenings. We just started that yesterday on sustaining balance. Very interesting stuff. It'll be available on YouTube also later this week sometime. And, that all those other programs are about the foundation for doing what the Upanishad is saying. That the wholeness within oneself. Okay, where the giver and the receiver are no longer perceived as separate. Just in our family, we say we make some food for a family member. But that person is only me. We said that person is mine. Yes, in one sense. But there's also the unitive consciousness. It's the same. It's the same reality. So the separateness goes away. This type of love flows from pure consciousness and inner unity, rather than from fragmented aspects of the self that are influenced by attachment, expectations, and conditions. Our attachments, our expectations, our conditions, all these things, they fragment. This word fragmentation is used a lot by J. Krishnamurti. That's why I'm using it here. He uses that a lot. And it's a great word to use because it highlights the splitting capacity of the ahankar. Now, if we go a little bit further into this, there's a lot involved in it, obviously. But from a psychological lens, fragmented love occurs when a person's love is shaped by ego-driven desires, unmet needs, and insecurities. Three points. My own desires, my ego-driven desires, unmet needs, my needs are not being met by others, and insecurity. I'm not okay in my own skin. I'm insecure. So the insecurity goes away as bhakti increases, jnana increases, vairagya increases, dharma increases. As our connection to the divine increases, our sadhana increases, we are more secure inside. We're not so much dependent on what other people's opinions and ideas and wishes and thoughts, and those things are important to some extent, but they don't affect the individual at all. Because we are secure from inside, secure in our own development. And that is what Sthita Prajna means. That is called Swadhin Ananda. Swadhin versus Paradhin. I think these are Gujarati words. Paradhin means dependency. I'm dependent on 10 other people giving me constant praise and appreciation and validation. Why I have to have all these people validating me? Why cannot validate myself? Validate oneself by the Gita, by the scriptures. That is how we validate. Is my life in alignment with what the divinity, what the great teachers have shown? I have to see myself only. If I'm not in alignment with that, then I am diverted somewhere else. And then I'm seeking validation from other people who are trapped in this world. जो सब लोग बंधन में है, उनके साथ we try to find liberation through them. You'll not find liberation through them. They're bound already. How can you find liberation? Liberation is through the scriptures. It's through the saints. It's through the Satpurushas. We love all, see God in all, take good things from all, but don't expect that other people are going to liberate us in that sense. They are bound already. How they can unbind us? It's not possible, right? So we get bound with people who are already bound, rather than to be freely interacting with bound individuals. That helps them, it helps us. That is unconditional love. That is called non-fragmented love. Otherwise, other person's binding, we get bound inside that binding. Somebody has anger, lobh, krodh, moha, matsar, jo bhi sab chalta hai unke जीवन में, we start getting connected to those things. Why? Think of it this way: when we enter into a mandir, is there any sign that says get bound to the ignorance of others? Have you ever seen some shloka in Sanskrit that says, okay, now you have come to the mandir, now bind yourself to other people's agnan? You just imagine. Can you imagine a board like that? No, the shloka of the Gita are there. Yomam pashati sarvatra agnanati mirandasya. Awaken, arise, get out of the ignorance. That is what the temples and meditation centers and these things are about. It's not about binding to anybody else's agnan. किसी का भी अज्ञान है, इसके साथ बंधन नहीं रखना, कभी भी नहीं. Then we can be free. And we're aware of another's binding, not to find fault, but to not bind yourself into another's binding. And when we don't do that, then we have non-fragmented love. So non-binding with another person who is stuck in bondage, and to interact with compassion, care, affection, love, that is non-fragmented love. That is the mixture of vairagya and bhakti. So they come together. Vairagya and bhakti mix together this way. So then what are the characteristics of non-fragmented love? Internally, mentally, psychologically. It's unconditional, free from expectation or condition. That if you do this, then I'm happy. If this happens, then I'm happy. Those things go away. Yeah, if you do it, it's on you. If you don't do it, it's on you. My happiness is not because of you. It is swadhin. Bhagwan ka anand hai. We love you. We love the Lord in you. That's fine. Love God in you. But not to be bound, inside the three gunas that the person is bound in. This is called viveka. Okay. Now, no split between different personas and roles. All kinds of personalities are around us. The love is the same towards all. That's unified love. Empathetic, seeing the others as an extension of oneself. We know other people they're suffering, they're in trouble, they're doing this, they're doing that. We have also gone through that in our own way. Compassion. Empathy. That is, but not entanglement. Empathy does not mean entanglement. Okay, and the fourth point is self-sustaining, arising from self-acceptance and self-love. Self-acceptance, self-love is not ego. It is keeping attention on one's own progression towards the divine. That is not self-love. That is not ahankar. If a person wants to go into outer space, into the Hubble space, that international space station, they have to keep attention on becoming a great astronaut and really 100% attention on their own development. Then they can reach that. They're not finding fault with anybody else, but they cannot divert because of other people. 100 people will say, why you're doing this, you're wasting your time. Thousands of people will say that to that individual. The person has set the destination, come what may. Anything might happen in the world. This is my destination. That kind of tenacity is needed to reach God. Come what may. The Atman and the Brahman and the Akshara Brahman has to be realized. Anything might happen. The whole universe might break apart. It doesn't make any difference. This is still going to be realized. ગોપાળાનંદ સ્વામી સ્ટેટ, I mentioned it before, આખો બ્રહ્માંડ પ્રલય થાય તો પણ અંતર હલે નહીં, એવી પણ એક સમજણ છે. Think about that. We are disturbed by small things all the time. But to move into that inner self-sustaining harmony, this is all part of non-fragmented love. And that non-fragmented love is a doorway into the Akshara Brahma. So let's stop here for today. We'll look at this in some other perspectives as we move along. Lots of other ideas are here also. Om Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murti Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa Om Divalingaya Namaha Urdhvalingaya Namaha Anandalingaya Namaha Dwadash Jyotirlingaya Namo Namaha Om Aim Rim Klim Chamundaye Viche Sarva Mangal Mangalle Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanyatrambike Gauri Narayani Namostute Om Durge Durge Rakshini Tata Swaha Om Shri Durga Arpanamastu Om Hrim Swaha Shri Radha Krishna Arpanamastu.